First step is I need to find the values of a and b. As I know the points 0, -5 and 5, 0 lie on the curve, therefore each of these points must satisfy my equation. So substituting each point separately. Hence, when y is -5, substituting y to be -5, I'm going to have -5, and that's going to equal to, every time I see x, I know x, I'm going to substitute number 0. So x squared, that will become 0 squared. Plus ax, we know if we've got two letters in algebra, in between there's a multiplication sign. So ax means a times x. And as x is 0, therefore I'm going to have a times 0. And I've still got plus b on the end. Leaving the -5 alone on the left-hand side. Well, I know 0 squared will just give us 0. Anything times 0, a times 0 will give us 0. I'm just left with b. Hence, I now know b equals -5. Hence, my quadratic is now y equals x squared plus ax. I don't know what a is yet, but I know b now is -5. Now, substituting the other point into my equation of my curve. Hence, when y is 0, on the left-hand side, therefore, y I'm going to substitute to be 0. And that's equal to, instead of having x squared, I know x is now 5. So x squared now become 5 in brackets squared. Plus ax, in this case, will become plus a multiplied by x. In this case, x is 5, so a times 5. And I've still got the -5 on the end. Leaving the 0 alone on the left-hand side. I know 5 squared means 5 times itself, and 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times a in algebra is just 5a, and I've still got -5. Collecting like terms on the right-hand side. 25 subtract 5, that will give us 20. So I've got 20 plus the 5a. As I'm solving for a, I'm going to move the 20 across to the other side. If you move a term over an equal sign, it changes sign. So if it's positive 20 on the right, it's now going to become -20 on the left-hand side. And that equals still, I've got positive 5a on the right. As I want to solve for a, I don't want 5a. The opposite of times by 5 is divide both sides by 5. 5 over 5 will cancel, leave us with a. And -20 divided by 5 gives us -4. Now I have my value for a. Substituting into the equation of the curve. Therefore, I know the equation of the curve is now y equals x squared. A is now -4, so -4x. And I've still got -5. To find the turning point, I now complete the square. As my quadratic starts x squared, therefore straight away I can start with my square brackets and place a single x inside. To find the number that goes inside the bracket, I always halve, i.e. divide by 2, the number in front of the single letter of x. I must take the sign. So -4 divided by 2 gives us -2. I then always subtract that number squared. Well, -2 squared will give us +4. Hence, I'm subtracting 4. And I keep the original number on the end, in this case, -5. Leaving the square brackets alone, here I've got x minus 2 in brackets squared. I know -4 subtract 5 simplifies to give us -9. Now that I've completed the square, to find the turning point, it's always the opposite to the bracket. Hence, the opposite of -2, therefore, is +2. And we always keep whatever we have here on the right-hand side exactly the same. And we must keep the sign. In this case, my value of y is -9.